Hi everyone. I hope that the internet or that the sound isn't too bad. I'm in a cafe, but this is just the best temperature situation I have at the moment. I'm Dude Hotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. We're going to get into the chart for today. I will share my screen with you and do all of that. How are you doing? The episode for yesterday, it really applies for the whole rest of the week. So definitely check that out. So it's a really powerful episode. And we'll pull some cards today. So the sun's at 8 degrees today in Taurus, and we know that this moon in Aries is building up to move into Taurus at 10 degrees to make for this new moon partial solar eclipse in Taurus, all about manifestation. Abundance is about our self-worth, and it's about our perspective and view on money, with Mercury still in Taurus here and going into shadow for the Mercury retrograde happening on the 10th. Mercury is talking to us about our worldview on abundance, on money, on our relationship to money, on does money create guilt? Are you afraid of losing money? Are you afraid of what other people say when you have money? Are you afraid of not having enough money? Are you afraid that you have to have it, that you have to work hard for it, or that it doesn't flow, or it does flow, or that it's easy, or it's hard? Or what are all the spells and what are all the programs and belief systems that you have around money? What's preventing you from believing in the abundance of life, in this existence, that you get to have money and you get to have abundance? And you know, this moon is about our self-worth. It's also about like what you're manifesting inside yourself. Are you manifesting a are you manifesting a peace within yourself, Taurus? Are you manifesting simplicity and just a knowing? Are you manifesting connection to your intuition and to your heart? We have this this T-square still from Saturn to the node. So Saturn at 24 degrees Aquarius is titrating maybe the movement forward on destiny for humanity, which is this north node here in Taurus. South node is in Scorpio here. And so Saturn is titrating a little bit. It's like going forward into destiny and then pulling back a little bit and checking reality, because with the Pisces energy, there can be illusion and delusion. There can be the image, because Neptune is the image and Pisces is the image, the picture. So it's like movies, it's media, it's like picture screens. So it's like, okay, when we project an image onto the movie screen to make a movie, these characters, everyone's acting, but it's not real, right? But when we're watching a movie, we can almost jump out of our skin when something startles us, or sit there and be crying because we're feeling it so much as if it's real, right? And it's often said that parts of our brain or conscious mind cannot tell the difference between what we see and reality. And so there's this pigeon that is like looking in the window, and it is so hilarious. And anyway, so yeah, they're just hilarious. They're not doves. Doves is a symbol of the goddess, but they're pigeons for sure. But they're very interested in what's happening here in this cafe. But setting that aside, I'll have to look up the symbolism for pigeons later. But so we have these pigeon talismans for our video for today. And so Saturn is asking us to check the reality, because it's like, are we really, is all that glitter, is it gold? Is it really gold? Is it just glittery? And with the everything being in Taurus, it's like asking us of like, are we connected to abundance and money, materialism, and this attachment, gotta have it kind of way? Are we thinking that we have to create this, that we won't be okay without it, that do you trust your path? Do you trust yourself to make money? Do you trust yourself having money? Is it connected to materialism? Is it because you want to be seen and heard? Is it because it makes you have more self-worth? Is it because what are those things for you? Because these are really important questions that are up right now, because it's like, is this a mirage that you are going for? Mirage Pisces with 4 planets here, the 2 co-rulers, Venus exalted, and then Mars, are asking, you know, Saturn's like, okay, check the reality. Are we moving into a destiny that is actually going to be real? And when we talk about reality, it's a big question, because we you know, we slip into different dimensions all the time. We might not know it. I mean, if you have ever put your keys down and then you can't find them and you know you put them there and then they're back again. If you've ever seen something and then it wasn't there, you know, it's like often unless we see something, we don't know that it's happening. But a lot of people don't know that. And so for them, that's not the reality. That's not reality to them. So it's like we have to really work with the reality that we want to live in and create and be in, and also with what is real for our destiny, for our path, for our chart, our blueprint, for our soul codes, for who we are. And so Vesta is holding this sacred vigil for a higher frequency, for your joy, for your playfulness, for your happiness. And so there's also a square from Vesta to the nodes, like asking us to bring the gifts of self-trust, of commitment, of intimacy with all of life, with the eroticism of all of life, with the intimacy of connection, of trusting yourself to be able to respond to challenge as it occurs, to be able to trust your path and your journey through life, which might require some healing, might require some work. And in Alchemical Goddess, that's what we do, is we go in and we look at what we need to do to be able to trust your journey through life and to create what you want to create, what's in the way, what's inhibiting that. And you learn emotional skills, which we all need if we are going to create the behaviors that we want to do in life, to create our world, because our emotions drive our behaviors and our actions. So we want to know what these emotions are creating, right? And so with Mars here, it can be energy where you get sleepy, where you only have so much, but usually a nap or a rest can really just rejuvenate you completely. So listen to your body. We're talking about divine feminine here. It's non-linear. So you might put the structures in place and then have a very non-linear way you go about it. It's taken me personally a long time to be able to do that journey, and it's evolving and unfolding every day. But to be able to work in a non-linear way, running a business, and to be able to travel for 6 months straight, like I've been doing. And it's been very non-linear, and it's been a journey to learn how to do that, to let it unfold, to be okay with it, and all the things I had to do, all the mindset, all of the inner work I had to do to be able to function there. And so with this Pisces energy, it's very fine energy. You could say it's Celestia energy, like mermaid energy. She's the mermaid goddess asteroid and Neptune's wife. And it's very much, Neptune is Poseidon, is king of the seas. And so it's water, it's mutable water, it's changing and flowing. And it over time, water is so powerful and strong, it can take you out. If you're a surfer and you're trying to paddle out, and if it's so strong, it can just knock you down and take you out and fly your board off. Or it can be you're going with the wave, flowing and just having so much thrill and ecstatic experience, moving with the water, and it can be gentle and calming and a waterfall and peaceful. So water is very powerful, and it's also very peaceful. It's Pisces is divine love, it's unconditional love, it's deep compassion. So compassion for our human experience. It's also just water just merges with everything, so it seeps into the ground completely, unless the aquifers are full, right? It just flows wherever it can flow, into every crack and crevice. It just keeps going into every crack. It doesn't have a boundary. So with all this Pisces energy, there's a lack of boundaries, and the gift from Scorpio is to put good boundaries in place, time and space. Like, how much time do you need before you go do this activity? Are you listening to your body and taking time and space? So as divine feminine, are you listening to your body and your needs for rest, your needs for play and joy, that you're grumpy and not feeling good right now, and you're expecting so much from yourself and you don't have any joy in this moment? Or your needs for connection, your needs for passion, for self-pleasure, for taking care of your body temple. So all of that is really important with Taurus. Taurus is all about the five senses, and it's about simplicity. Like, I need to eat, I'm hungry. I need to sleep, I'm tired. I need clothes, I'm cold, right? So it's very much about the basics. And Taurus there's a lot of urgency feeling with this T-square from Saturn to the nodes, and with this eclipse coming up, there's kind of this urgency going on. And so really pulling that urgency back and saying, and saying, actually, what's so urgent? Nothing's going anywhere. There's not any urgency, actually. It's just one step and then another step and then another step. Taurus North Node teaches us how to build things step by step by step, that we don't build a house with all the 2x4s and all the nails all at once, that it's, two 2x4s and joist and the nails and things going together. And then we build another section and we build another section and on, and all the sections get put up, and then they get braced and they get nailed into place. And, it's step by step by step. And that can feel very linear, but it's not that it's linear. It's that Taurus is feminine. So it's that you're listening to what the next step is and you're following that deep intuition. And so it's going in the direction of your heart. And Taurus is the divine feminine, it's the heart. So there's all of this feminine energy in the chart. There is the moon in Aries, which can make you assertive, aggressive. It can make you grumpy, it can make you have quick fire emotions that you're just over immediately. It's very fiery and kind of emotional energy. And we have a quincunx from Ceres to the South Node. So it's asking us of what in your relationship to mother, to the great mother, to the divine feminine, what needs healed and transformed and needs to have a death and rebirth. Because with Pluto also here in the last degrees of Capricorn and a cardinal earth sign is taking down, is letting all the structures before it goes retrograde tomorrow, is letting all the structures within, killing off all the structures that keep you stuck, that keep you in old patterns, that don't serve the new earth, the new life. And Uranus and Taurus is the new earth. It's innovation, it's new, and Taurus earth. So it's literally the new earth. And Black Moon Lilith is asking you where you've been subservient to truth, where you have not been in the truth of your value and your self-worth and your power, and given up your authority and power to someone else. Maybe just because you were soul fatigued, maybe because you weren't meaning to, you were running off programming and subconscious beliefs, but like looking at all those areas and letting that come into healing, because there's this kind of really disjointed kind of energy, like deep energy between Lilith, Black Lilith, and Pluto, because she's about this transformation. So her and Pluto get along great, but it's about this transformation of letting the death happen to come through the phoenix actually rising, to come into the joy and who you really are. In Pisces at 2 degrees is talking to us about our relationships, and there's sextiles here from Mars to Uranus and the sun. And that sextile means that it's a positive aspect, but you have to reach for it. So you have to reach to take action for your soul, for what you believe in your heart, and what's bringing you love and compassion and the true life, the soul life, the soul reality, for your inner vitality, for your inner truth, for who you are, the sun, and for that solar fuel, for that power and vitality inside, and for being ingenious, for being out of the box, for being the rebel, for being the rare avis, and being the individual, being who you are, not like other people, being your true self and bringing that forward. And all your relationships and those that aren't meant to be here can go. Those that aren't meant to stay can go. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen with you. Sorry about all the noise. I will pull some cards for you, and we will do that. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'm getting ready to do some charts with some clients, and I'm in the mountains right now. I'm in the Rocky Mountains. I love the mountains so much. I want to go hiking and playing, but my guides are like, no. And I'm like, so we have decide. There is this feeling with the sun today of like needing to make a decision, and just realize to go with your heart when you're making decisions. That when you have clarity, make the decision, go with your heart, and be done with it. When you're ferreting in your mind and you're back and forth, that's the mind. So just recognize the mind isn't the place to make decisions from, because it doesn't know anything. It only knows the past. It only knows subconscious beliefs. It only knows programming. It doesn't get the actual divine channel from your higher self and your soul. So you don't want to make decisions from your mind, especially like Libra, the air signs, you know, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, you know, it's like there's a lot of cerebral energy. It's not that that's bad, it has its place, but it's meant to follow the heart. It's not meant to be what you make a decision from, make decisions from the soul. Happy surprise. So yes, all this Pisces energy, magic has been coming in. Have you been feeling the magic? Have you been listening to where you're called to, being told to connect with a person? You're also a seed planter as a light goddess. So you're planting seeds with other people that might grow 10 years from now, a year from now, you don't know, but you're called to talk to different people. So listen to that when you're called to talk to somebody in line at a gas station, or you're called to talk to somebody, you know, at the grocery store or wherever, and make connections. This is the Saturn in Aquarius is make connections with people, be with people. Stop putting Capricornian rules, you know, Pluto and Capricorn. Let the Capricornian rules die about when you do things, when, what, how. Like, just flow, just be in the flow. There's no right way to do something. Whoever wrote that rule book is not. Who wrote that rule book? Is it humans? Is it men? Is it, you know, people from the 300s? Is it people from a century ago? Is it the industrial age? Is it, what lens, patriarchal lens, were they viewing it for? Is it your rule book? Did you consciously make those rules? So if you're going to follow rules, consciously choose what they are and why, and be conscious about it, and realize that maybe you're following rules that don't serve you and are holding you back and limiting you for no reason. I love this card. It's okay to be different. How the unicorn is talking to the squirrel and all the little animals, and it's one of my favorite cards. And with skunk, you know, it's about knowing thyself and about knowing your worth and your value. And the squirrel spirit is about believing in yourself. It's also about having to experience things before you really understand it. And it's okay to be different. What I was talking about with the last thing I was talking about in the chart is that to be your true self, be you as fuck. Don't be like other people. They're already taken. Are they that interesting? I mean, like we try to do things to fit in and belong a lot of times. And it's like, is that even interesting? Is that even who you are? It's like, why do you want to fit in and belong with people that you have to change yourself to do so? Like, trying to fit in is going to do you in. It really is, because it's not your true self, and you're not ever speaking your truth. And that Scorpio South Node can really be not speaking the truth. It could be secretive. It could be hiding your true self and never actually becoming intimate. The high octave of Scorpio's intimacy, self-intimacy, and intimacy with life, people, all of your experiences. And so it's kind of hard to have like the true intimacy if you are hiding and secretive and suspicious and all of that, which is the Scorpio South Node. So the changes that you're going through are positive. Often we see change as bad. We're scared of it. We think it means doom and ruin. And so we have to really realize that and reprogram the subconscious belief that I believe things change for the better, and understand that things change for the better. Things get better. This is the golden period. This is what all of our ancestors were working on. We are the seventh generation. We have faculties and gifts. And if your intuition hasn't been raising and you haven't been changing and all of that, then like, what do you need? Do you need coaching? Do you need to work with the mind? Do you need to work with your emotions? Do you need just some healing? Because it's right there in front of you. Simplicity is one of my favorite cards too. This is very Taurus, and very Taurus and Pisces energy that we have, like the waterfalls, the horse running, you know, the horse is running, the dog just chilling, the sunlight coming in, and just the like bridge, and you just can see go off in the distance, and it's just a magical world. When we talk about goddess cultures, all of their technology was built to improve life and for the pleasure of life. Their technology, that's where paved roads come from, that's where indoor plumbing comes from, that's where architecture comes from. People think it comes from the last 5,000 years. It's false. It comes from goddess culture, Neolithic times and Paleolithic times, and those periods. So it all came from goddess culture, from egalitarian society when divine feminine and masculine were living in harmony and in unity, and technology was built for pleasure. What happened with Atlantis is that humankind was doing experiments with humans and animals, and so Atlantis was taken out, and we're using power in incorrect ways. What we don't realize is the atomic power was meant for something positive, to have free energy for everyone. So because there's people, dark factions and darkness that want to hoard You know, hoarding is the low octave of Taurus. Greed is the low octave of Taurus. To hoard and to take all, and for humanity not to do well. We have to realize these programs that we're also running on ourselves, keeping ourselves out of our own power. So very soon, meaning that the now moment. Are you in the now moment, or are you like trying to think about getting to this destination and going? And it can be fun. Like I'm driving to different places, so but I'm in the now moment as much as possible. And the Taurus is very much the now moment, and Pisces is very much flowing and intuition. So be in that fluidity. Get off of destination focus. Get off of goal focus, because that brings urgency in. It doesn't help you. It creates a lot of just anxiety energy. We have Hanshia, she who whispers, secrets, confessions, confidante, like this very much the Scorpio South Node. So where are you holding back your true self? And do you really think you should be in those circles? Are they feeding your light? Are they feeding your joy? Or is it feeding your drama and your mind and your ego? Why are there secrets? You know, who can you confide in that is the people that you can connect with and really share your heart and have those experiences that lift you up and buoy your spirit. We have Valencia, she who stands resolute, implacable, determined, and she has a skull on her side and a staff, and she stands within her power. She's an empowered woman. Are you in your empowered woman, or are you in your disempowered woman? Are you in this powerlessness, this learned helplessness and complaining and in the problem? Are you in the solution, knowing that you can move forward, knowing that you have the power and to do what you're called to do? Stop using money as an excuse. We use money as an excuse not to do something. If I told you my whole life what I've accomplished without having the money to do it, it would make you like in a state of shock. Like we can't use anything as an excuse. What we're called to do, we need to do. If you're called to coaching, you're going to coaching. If you're called to work with start that new project. You're called to move. It's like people hold themselves back so much, and there's fears and there's subconscious beliefs. If that's where coaching your brain comes in, and working with your mind and working with your emotions. So she's resolute, she knows who she is. There's just a lot of symbolism here. It's just a great card. It's very much a card of empowerment and standing in your power, which takes healing a lot of times. And the thing is, the inner work never ends, but we can heal so much of a bulk of it. Maybe it takes a year to 3 years or something to heal like this bulk of past lives and karma and so much of the life stuff in this life and the healing that needs done. But then we always have inner work to do, but then you're really skilled and masterful at handling it yourself as it arises. And so why wouldn't you want to start today? The episodes on the White Goddess podcast are really powerful this week. I talk about that. I talk about forgiveness. Today's episode is about It's Hard. People have this It's Hard program they're running. And so I really encourage you to listen to the episodes this week. It's on iTunes, Spotify, the links below. Please subscribe to this video so more women can find this beautiful work and inspiration. We have Blanche, she who brings light, serenity, beacon. It's like being this beacon of light, this lighthouse of light that is firm, that is strong, that never ceases. And so what do you need to do to be that? Do you need to feed your joy? Do you need to meditate? Do you need time in nature? Do you like what? I really am getting this. I know for me it's up, but I'm really getting this for the collective to where's your joy? And thinking you don't get to have it because you got to get this other stuff done. You got to do the business. You got to do all this stuff. All of that will come together when you're in your joy. As a woman, you need play and you need to create and rest and to create and to stop letting the voices run your life and you to run your life, your heart to run your life, and your body telling you what you need. There's a lot of outside voices that want to tell us what to do, and you have to be in your own sovereignty and say, no, I know what is right for me and my path, and only me. That's it, no one else, and not listen to the outside voice. There's Nemesis, she who avenges, revenge, outcome, justice. And so it's like that Scorpio South Node. Are you in the psychodrama, psychodynamics, trying to get revenge in the unhealthy minds, ego stuff, and polarities, and disconnecting from people and making assumptions, and being just in psychodrama, being in relationship dynamics that aren't healthy and that are all up in drama, that are big soap operas? Like, where are you at in your life with that? We have Savage, she who is wild, untamed, wild, mysterious. So it's like really in the flow, like that's completely in the flow. It's completely in the mystery, the feminine, the unknown, which is the dark moon phase, which is where the death and transformation takes place. The phoenix doesn't rise from a garden, it rises from the ashes. So it rises from a death. Eclat, she who regrets, battle, victory, bitterness. And so it's like she's standing on all these skulls. So it's like sometimes the battle isn't really worth it. Is it worth it? So really thinking about that with the Scorpio South Node, and really understanding too that regret is something we need to clear. To elevate, to rise, we need to clear regret. So do you know how to do somatic breath release? We do that in Alchemical Goddess. You learn how to release emotions, how to feel them, allow them, identify. You learn emotional mastery. So do you have that emotional mastery? Are you working with your emotions? Because your emotions will hold you back and inhibit you from everything. They'll make you escape, avoid. They'll give you the same old South Node, patterned life, karmic bullshit they've been doing lifetime after lifetime, and keep you stuck and keep you inhibited and keep you into a much smaller life than what you're actually capable of, and the work that you really have to do here that's powerful. So you need to clear regret when it comes up. How do you clear emotions? How do you identify them? Do you know it's there? We have Taurus, one of my favorite cards. Taurus means now in Polish. I am like 4th generation Polish, so she who is present. I have a lot of things in me, like Indian and what have you, totally like a shish kebab, but I definitely have like 4th gen Polish, a good chunk of it. So anyways, and it's awareness and it's acceptance. So it's acceptance of what is, to be able to create what you want, and be in this now moment, that Taurus energy. I hope this serves you today. Please subscribe and like so more women can find this. The Light Goddess podcast is 6 days a week. It's very powerful and will uplift you if you listen. Go back to the episodes. It will raise your frequency. It'll give you insights. Also, the Light Goddess Sisterhood is now open. It was a Facebook group that started last August. I immediately wanted to move it to its own sacred container, which I have. And it is an incredible price for the rest of the year. It is women that we're stronger together when we're around strong women. We are staying on sacred calling and moving through the inner work and doing the healing the regret, releasing the old traumas when we're around other people doing that inner work. So we're stronger together. We're in sacred community. I'm going to be doing meditations and connection calls. We're going to be looking at money and healing money issues. We're going to be looking, being in sacred sisterhood and learning, women's magic and women's wisdom. So it's really powerful. You can sign up at the link below. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you on the next daily video. These videos are daily. Please share it with a friend, tell a friend about it. Really appreciate getting the word out to other women. Talk to you soon.